So today we're going to use we're on the 5th assignment, and we're going to use the pen. Now the pen, the robot actually has a pen on it that can be pushed down to draw or pulled up to not draw. All the stuff we've done up to this point, the pen has been pulled up. It just that way by default. It just happens to be that way. We have to put it down to do that. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. This video, all you're doing now videos are different. In this video, all you're doing is you're going to learn how to use the pen by simply copying the program and learning from what I do. In other videos, you don't copy exactly what I do, or you have to do your own stuff. This is just to get you to know the pen and how to draw with it. So I just want you to copy what I'm doing. All right, so let's do that right now. The first thing, of course, we're going to go, so step one, watch this video. You're doing that right now. There's no video here because I'm recording it right now. I can't have it there. Step two, open the VR.vex.com. Oh, okay, easy enough. Step three, change your name of your program to your name, first and last, draw a square. Okay, fair enough. Jeremy Woodchick. Hey, I should probably capitalize my last name, huh? There we go. Draw a square. All right, we got Jeremy Woodchick draw a square. I've got that part done. Let's go back to the instructions. Notice how I always focus back on these instructions. It's really important for online learning. Open the playground and switch to the art canvas. Okay, that's easy enough. Let's go to playground, art canvas. Now what's the difference here? You can see there's a lot of tiny little squares. And in this case, it starts your robot right in the middle of the field. And that's what we want for today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, this step's optional, but I recommend everybody does this because it'll make our programs go a little bit faster and we don't have to wait for them to run every time. And that is to set the drive velocity to 100. And then set the turn velocity to 100. Those blocks are right down here. That'll just make it so that as we run our code again and again, it goes faster and we don't have to wait quite as long. Let me move this out of the way so you guys can see that better. Okay. I think my picture on the recording was blocking that a bit. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. All we need to do here, this is not super difficult. But you can see if we go down here, move robot pen. So if you go down here and it's under the looks, and by the way, you can kind of skip to those by pressing these buttons over here. And but looks, we're going to go to move robot pen down. So when it's down, as the robot moves, it's going to draw lines. Okay, so we're going to move the robot pen down. Okay, now from here, the assignment is just to draw a square. This isn't very long or difficult. What I want you to do is I want you to grab a move block, drive forward 4, and let's change it to, well, let's go a little bit bigger. Let's go to 600 millimeters. Try that out real quick. And watch what happens when we do this. Look at that, it's making a line behind it. Okay? And one thing you can do, let's do this first, is you can grab your pen and you can change the color of that line. So if I move the dry block out of the way and underneath where it says move the robot pen down, I can set that. Now we saw that automatically it was set to black by default. You can set it to red. So let's try with red. Let's reset it and go. And this time we have a red line. Or we could do green. Green line. I have trouble seeing that with color blindness, but it's I mean, I can see it, but so it doesn't stick out too much. And finally, blue. So those are the colors that you can use for this. Okay, for your program, I don't care which color you want to use, it's fine. Now, so we've got that, and then assignment is just to draw a square. Well, hey, what are the angles that are used for a square? That's a pretty good question, right? We know that squares have angles that are right angles, and those are 90 degrees, so that's pretty easy. We won't have to do anything here. So you can turn right. You could do it with all left turns also. That would work just fine. But we're going to do a right turn. Just make it easy. We don't have to change anything, do we? And let's see what that does. Okay, we got our blue line, and then it turns. Now, if we just do 4 more chunks like this, we're set to go. Now, I want to show you a trick. If you go to this block and right-click on it and you duplicate it, it's going to duplicate everything, that block, and everything that's below it in the program. So that would give us forward 690. So I'm going to right-click and duplicate, And it don't, as long as you don't press anything, you can move it around and then click. Now look, let's see what that does. Okay, that gives us one line of the square, turns, gives us another line, and then turns again. So we're ready. And you can do another trick here. This is interesting. So we need this again to make the other two lines. If you right click and duplicate, boom, and you can put this down here. Well, as always, even if you think you're done, I think I'm done, but I'm always going to double check by running the program. That way I can be sure that when I turn this in, Mr. Woodchick's going to accept it the first time, and I can move on with my life. I don't have to worry about this assignment again and again and fixing it. Hey, look at that, and our robot is done. So we have the program for drawing a square. You can choose the color. If you want to do the left turns, you're going to have to do all left turns if you do that, but it's not that much harder. That's fine. And heck, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, that's fine. Now within reason. Obviously, if you make it too big, it's not going to fit. Hey, now we need to simply make sure that our name's on this. We get Jeremy Woodchick, draw a square, good. And then we're going to go up here to the share button. We're going to click share. Now look what happens. It showed up down here as a download, isn't it? All right, cool. So let's go into our downloads. Mine's taking a little second to open up. What's this thing? Okay, downloads, and we look in there, and we can see here it is. Jeremy Woodchick, draw a square. I've got a bunch of stuff in my downloads folder that I need to clear out of here. So now you just need to upload that into Canvas. So you go here and you go to VEXcodeVR number 5, draw a square. Okay, I'm in the right place and I submit the assignment. This opens up down here and you're going to choose a file. Hey, there it is, Jeremy Woodchick, draw a square. It's a PDF file. It's only going to let you turn in a PDF file, that's it. So you got to get the right one, and then you submit the assignment. Okay, cool. I hope this works. Now in the next assignment, we're going to have number 6. You're going to draw a couple squares all by yourself on your own, okay?